So, I recently saw Twisters and I want to talk about it. Also, for the record, I have not seen the original Twister, or any trailers for this film, so I basically went into this film without any knowledge of what was going to happen, except for the fact that there were tornadoes and people were going to chase them. And also, there will be spoilers for the film, so proceed with caution. Anyways, the film was actually pretty good, and I did enjoy it quite a bit. So I'll start with everything that I liked about it. Starting off with the opening scene, which was one of the film's best moments. I think that it did a good job at introducing the characters in the film, though it was a bit predictable that one or more of these characters was going to die, which did indeed happen. But I still think it was well executed, and it did indeed make me like all these characters right before they died. The tornado destruction scenes were by far the highlight of the film. The sound design in particular was the most effective part of those scenes, as they very much were loud and they did make me feel like I was there. I also watched this in IMAX, which did elevate the sound design for this film. Besides the sound design, however, the actual destruction itself is sometimes quite excessive and thus fun to watch. Specifically in the final tornado attack, with so much excessive tornado destruction and loud sound design, it was just fun watching a good disaster film. Another part of this film that I liked was the acting, specifically from Daisy Edgar Jones and Glenn Powell, who are the two main leads. They're both great on their own, but the chemistry that they have together when they're on screen is the acting highlight of the film. Which does make me a bit more upset that there's apparently a kiss scene that was cut out of the film. I originally heard that the kiss scene was ordered cut out by Steven Spielberg, who produced the film. But upon trying to read into it more, I'm not sure it was Spielberg's decision to cut the kiss, so I'm not going to do any finger pointing here. I can still voice my gripes, however, and I can say that I think this is a terrible decision. The natural progression of the relationship calls for a kiss at the film's end. The film was fine without it, but I feel it definitely would have been better with the kiss scene included. But besides the no kiss, Jones and Powell's acting and chemistry are still good. And I also did enjoy the rest of the cast. Specifically the British reporter Ben, Yavi, and Glenn Powell's posse. I think I've talked enough about everything that I enjoyed, so it's time to talk about everything that I didn't like in this film. First, starting off with a small gripe, when the film introduced Glenn Powell's posse as YouTube live streamers. I got extremely worried at how the film would handle this, but it didn't end up being too bad, but it is still bad enough for me to cringe slightly. I also didn't like how they handled the main girl leaving and returning to her childhood home. The entire scene setting up just felt like it was completely forced, and not all natural. I would have preferred if it was executed and done in a more natural way. My only other problem is with the investor into Yavi's project. He is literally dressed like the rich Texan from The Simpsons. He was wearing a tannish brown suit coat, a white hat, and a bolo tie. He just looks like a stereotypical evil rich southern man. And he just completely disappears from the movie after the main girl, whose name I just remembered is Kate, leaves to her childhood home. He is literally never seen again beyond that point, and it just kinda bothered me that he just completely disappears. So, with all that being said, I'd say I recommend this film. It's definitely got its problems, but the film's only real purpose is to provide a pretty well done and fun disaster movie, and it excels in that regard. So anyways, go check it out. I hope you enjoyed, and thanks for watching.